and that's going to shape their sexuality. That's going to make them want to do things that otherwise they most likely wouldn't want to do in the future. And this is really damaging, which is why we're seeing, honestly, I'd say, a decline of society. Like every generation is just getting worse and worse. We're at a generation where people just want to kill themselves. People are depressed, they're anxious, they're stressed, they don't like themselves and their own bodies, and society is saying, okay, change your body. Not fix your mind, change your body. This is honestly a disease, and it's disgusting.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Without further ado, let's go right in.
Yeah. I don't know, for kids to be looking at this, is that okay? No, it's not. It's wrong. This is propaganda. Yeah. This is normalizing. It's affecting the next generation. Desensitization. Yeah. I don't know why no one sees this. No. This is disgusting. Because TV told them not to get upset. Look at this, everyone. Nicely done, babe. Nicely done. Divide and conquer. That's what the Chinese want. They're trying to divide and conquer us. The government is against us, and you guys don't see it. You guys think that you take a vaccine and this is going to go away? It's never going to go away. So we, the people, say we don't want this anymore. Thank you. Watch and learn. That's what bravery looks like. Saying no to propaganda. This is propaganda. Say no to all this propaganda. This is not about equality, guys. It's going to make more sense to have a fat pass than a vaccine pass. Yeah. Because guess what? Most of the people in the ICU are overweight. But we don't want a fat shame. No, we don't want a fat shame.
Take a look at some of these. Every single pansexual they're appealing to. I don't know what bubblegum has to do with this. Then non-binary people as well. And here's one more. I think we have one more. Yeah, this one's a little... Every single vaxxer. And, you know, someone actually ripped this one down from a New York subway because they were so offended by it.
After seeing a September 9th school board meeting in Texas on pornography in the schools, I decided to check the titles at my child's school, Fairfax High School. The books were available, and we checked them out. Both of these books include pedophilia, sex between men and boys. Both books describe different acts. One book describes a 4th grade boy performing oral sex on an adult male. The other book has detailed illustrations of a man having sex with a boy. The illustrations include...
Bro, I had to pause it right there, bro. Before we go on, we're like halfway done right now. What's going through your mind, bro?
I am disgusted, frankly, very, very disgusted. And subhanAllah, this is unfortunately the path that we are going down. This is the path that, you know, many people unfortunately are being forced to go down because none of us chose this. SubhanAllah, it's just, you know, there's a status quo, there's a political movement, and there's a just a way, essentially. And SubhanAllah, we are being forced to look at it. You know, I heard once, subhanAllah, a sheikh who was talking about, he tried to lower his gaze once. He looked down and there was a magazine of a woman, you know. And he was another story. He was driving behind a bus, and on the back of the bus was an ad of a woman, and he can't look away because he's gonna hit the bus if the bus, you know, hits the brakes. SubhanAllah. So we are literally being forced to look at this stuff against our will. And she's right. You know, she's completely right to. I'm not going to speak legally here when I say take it down, but she's within her right to not want her kids to see it. You know, sure as hell wouldn't want my kids to see that garbage. Why would I want my kid to look at two tongues licking? Why would I want my kid to be exposed to this nasty sexual stuff at a young age? You know, most fetishes, a lot of fetishes are actually a form of childhood trauma. And we are throwing pornography, promiscuity into kids' minds, and that's going to shape their sexuality. That's going to make them want to do things that otherwise they most likely wouldn't want to do in the future. And this is really damaging, which is why we're seeing, honestly, I'd say, a decline of society. Like every generation is just getting worse and worse. We're at a generation where people just want to kill themselves. People are depressed, they're anxious, they're stressed, they don't like themselves and their own bodies, and society is saying, okay, change your body. Not fix your mind, change your body. This is honestly a disease, and it's disgusting.
And bro, Akhi, this disease is not in their body whatsoever. This is a disease of the mind,
Yeah,
right?
and
It's
the
just
heart.
like, you know how like if we have a spiritual disease of the heart, and you know how our heart and our soul, it longs for nourishment, we
Mhm.
think, okay, you know what? Maybe we're hungry, and we mistake that for hunger, so we go for ice cream or we go for cookies, but you still feel depressed, bro. It's not the stomach that needs fulfillment and nourishment, it's the soul. So similarly, when your soul is unfulfilled because of childhood unresolved conflict and trauma,
Yeah,
bro, what do you think it's gonna do? It needs that fulfillment. It
yeah,
needs Allah.
yeah,
But
100%.
society's gonna tell you, yo, what you need is actually genital mutilation, bro. I don't know
Yeah,
how else to put it.
yeah,
And it's like, bro,
astaghfirullah.
subhanAllah, imagine like saying Quran and Sunnah, your son comes home to you and tells you, Dad, that's homophobic, that's transphobic.
Oh my God,
Like, bro,
subhanallah.
what?
It's a shame, wallah. It's a
You're
shame.
gonna regret like even sending them to public school, bro, at this
Yeah,
rate.
yeah, 100%. And bro, this is the problem, right? In the early 2000s, it was just homosexuality, right? It moved bisexuality, and then it moved pansexuality, transgenderism, and it's moving down a path. Next is pedophilia. The amount of pedophilia, and like I was watching Seven Deadly Sins, right? And the main character is a fully grown man, right? There are two main main characters who are both
Hmm.
fully grown men, but
Hmm.
they're in kids' bodies, hitting on like fully grown women. And if you think about it on the surface, like, okay, whatever, it's not a big deal. It's just the way they drew it. And bro,
Hmm.
the narrative this is pushing, the nasty, disgusting pedophilic narrative is horrible. It's horrendous. And we're moving down this path. And now apparently, according to this lady, they're putting these books and these texts that include it as well. And if you read
Hmm.
garbage, you're gonna think garbage, and then you're
You
gonna
know
be
when you said
garbage, frankly.
LG, and you went through the whole spectrum, bro.
Yeah.
Remember that meme I sent you? It was like, if it's LGBT, doesn't the third one B imply that there's only two genders? So the whole thing just falls on itself, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody posted that on Reddit, and then they got banned from Reddit, bro. So subhanallah. And it's like, bro, I don't have an issue with accepting that there are a few biological or sociological minorities
Mhm.
that are like this way.
Yeah.
We're not delusional. Okay, let's put that out there. We're not gonna be completely discarding of them or disregarding of them.
Yeah.
I understand that. Why are they normalizing the abnormal though? That's my issue. That's what this woman was saying. Does no one see this? Before it started with interracial marriages in Hollywood. Now here's the thing: do I have an issue with interracial marriages? No. Does Islam have an issue with interracial marriages? No. But every single time, it has to be a black man with a white woman or a white man with a black woman in Netflix. Now here's the thing, Fayed, what are you saying? Like, okay, go outside, like take an observational study. There's
Yeah.
research to back this up. Interracial marriages aren't as normal as what you're seeing on Netflix and Hollywood. Okay, cool. No issue with that with Islam. So there's going to be a whole mob against me for that. Now you go to gays and people that are LGBT. That's not the status quo. That's not normal. And when I say normal, I don't mean, I'm not here to say you guys are weird or some other stuff like that. What I'm saying is it's not common. It's not statistically found at the amount that you're seeing it on Netflix or Hollywood or on these
Yeah.
ads. They're making it weird, and they're making it seem like it's weird to be heterosexual today.
Yeah.
That's my issue. It's not that, you know, these people don't exist. They do. But the rate that they're shoving it down people's throats, it's as if it's like that is the new normal. And
Yeah.
it's been a very slow, subtle programming thing that's been done, bro, for like decades now.
Yeah, 100%. One extreme often births another extreme, right?
Hmm.
You have the lefts, you have the rights, you have the conservatives and the liberals and all this stuff. One extreme versus another extreme. So when you have a movement like feminism to combat an extreme, well, then there's going to be a strain of that feminism that's also extreme. That doesn't just look to say, we want to be, we want our rights to be treated fairly. It's going to say we're now better than you. What are you going to do about it? Same thing with LGBTQ. It's like, well, you guys discriminated against us once. Well, now we want all the power. We want our sexuality everywhere. We want, rainbows on the streets. We want a whole month. We want, this, that, the other. And it's like, subhanAllah, the white male nowadays is basically being thrown under the bus.
The straight white male.
Yeah. SubhanAllah, straight white male.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's being thrown under the bus just for being a straight white male. And this is, another form of discrimination. So it's
Mhm.
it's also an extreme that needs to be dealt with.
Yes, but people say, reverse racism isn't true. You can't be racist towards white people, or you can't be discriminant towards heterosexuals. What are you talking about, bro? That's
Yeah.
that's literally life every day now, right? Let's get back to it, bro.
Fellatio, sex toys,
Astaghfirullah.
masturbation, and violent nudity. Pedophilia here. From the author, Maya Kobabe. Quote, I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I am going to give you the blowjob of your life, and then I want you inside me, end quote. From the author, Jonathan Evison. What if I told you I touched another guy's dick? What if I told you I sucked it? I was 10 years old, but it's true. I sucked Doug Goebel's dick, the real estate guy, and he sucked mine too. This is not an oversight at Fairfax High School. This material,
There are children in the audience here.
do not interrupt my time.
Are you absolutely retarded? You really just said there's children in the audience. Yet you're literally putting this out to schools, bro.
My time is restored and my time is finished. These books are in stock and available in the libraries of Robinson,
For high school
Langley,
students, ma'am.
and Annandale High School. Pornography is offensive to
Madam
all
Clerk.
people. It is offensive to common decency. It is the reason why the
next speaker.
MPAA provides.
Bro, you remember what that lady on the subway said? It's like does no one see this?
Yeah.
For real, bro.
SubhanAllah. I just want to point out the fact that, again, this man said whoever it was, there are children in the audience. There are children in the schools that are reading this. There
That's
are
what I'm
children. There are children in the book that
Mhm.
that are talking about it. This is, bro. This is honestly, like, I can't even find the word. Like, I'm flabbergasted, to be honest, to observe something like that, to witness something like that. And subhanAllah, they wonder why, nowadays women are like so scared of men. This is why, because society is pushing men to have a very perverted mentality. Imagine being a man who has access to all these women online. He could just look and they memorize the names and the videos and stuff, all this stuff, and they watch it and they get aroused and they do whatever they want sexually from that, and they watch women be disgraced and disregarded in these videos like they're nothing. And whatever a man and his wife, they do in the bedroom, whatever, they still have their rights outside the bedroom and all that, even in the bedroom. So they can do whatever they want. But to push this as if it's some kind of reality, men are going to be very perverted. And now instead of men, you're teaching this to boys, to kids. What do you think is going to happen in school? You think a boy is not going to touch another boy in a perverted manner? You think a boy's not going to touch a girl in a perverted manner? You think a woman or a girl is not going to touch another boy?
That's misogynistic, bro. Or bro, I don't even know what you call these woke terms, bro. I think it's homophobic today. I was like, bro, he was born that way, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, born a pervert, subhanAllah. That's hilarious. It's funny because if you look just 20 years ago, people weren't like this. If you look 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, let's go back 100 years and compare them to today. What's different? They didn't have this easy access to all this, disgusting stuff, frankly. And I was actually looking at the statistics for the population of the LGBTQ community, people who identify as LGBTQ, and it's gone up over the years. And now it's only safe to say that the reason it's going up is because it's being propagated more, right? Imagine if instead of Islam being hated on, Islam was being praised. How many more Muslims would be, in the US? If Islam is being praised all over, I would say probably majority of the US would accept Islam, but rather it's being demonized, which is why a lot of people hate Islam. And those who find the truth about Islam, they still, accept it, subhanAllah. And this is what's happening.
Rather they're promoting this fahisha, bro, down everyone's throat.
Exactly. And now, bro, they don't understand that what they observe, builds them in who they are. That's why your surroundings, your company are so important. Imagine someone who's in like math class all day, every day, bro. They're going to be like a mathematician, right? As long as they're doing the work. But seeing it done, seeing that math being done, will even encourage them to try and do these things themselves. Eventually they'll want to solve problems themselves when they start to understand things. So now imagine all this nastiness is being read, it's being taught, it's being shown in videos and pictures, it's all over Instagram and literally everywhere. Go on one social media app and send it to me if you don't find one, you know, explicit picture of a woman or a man, or a woman and a man, or man and woman, and I mean that's the same thing. Man and man, woman, all this stuff, bro. Find one social media platform.
Rami's trying to establish that there's only 2 genders, guys.
I mean, there is, bro. There is.
Subhanallah, bro. And then fitra is by no mistake. The creation of Allah is by no mistake. There was no error, there was no flaw, there was no deficiency. The only deficiency is in society, guys. So if you guys made it this far, comment down below. Hashtag say no to woke. And smash that like button for more content, guys.
Inshallah.
Rami, do you think, bro?
That being said, Allahumma atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhab an-nar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
There's another thing too. It's the perseverance aspect too. Like, we're more willing to stick through with things that we set out with an intention.
It's impossible to have empathy for others if you're not patient. So may Allah bless you for that.
First off, I'm gonna agree with the fact that the whole thing you said about friends, where it's like if they're affecting you more than you're affecting them, then you should probably get some new friends.
You want to be investing in stocks, shares, bonds. You want to be investing in crypto, because there's this thing called inflation, which means every year that passes by, the value of a dollar goes lower and lower and lower. And the reason being is because they're printing more money, right? That's why money is haram. At least the paper money is haram.
Provided that you're actually there and you're being a good father and the mother's being a good mother, best conditions.
And behind the mic, Hamza, Andreas, Zortsis. We will go in with our final 3 with brother Anghel, inshallah.
Inshallah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
It's not just a responsibility on you, it's responsibility on all the children, especially your father.
In our private area is very elastic, and yeah, if you go too fast, the skin will literally crease up into like the edge of like the little clipper things, and you will literally clip your skin. You don't want to be on YouTube or the internet or anything that amount of time, but it's the fact is that's what we're doing.